So when you're in a relationship with an addict, I remember I like to say the addict is like this and you're trying to communicate with them. And that's pretty frustrating. So when you are in that situation, it's so important to find a safe place where you can unload. And you want to be able to be honest about what you really feel. And it needs to be said somewhere where you're not going to hurt anyone. So the next passage is on the topic of anonymity and how important it is. So here we go. January 20th, 2026. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions. Anonymity makes it possible to leave not only our surnames, but all the labels and expectations which we have been burdened outside the Al Anon rooms. Through our commitment to anonymity, we can put aside what we are and begin to know who we are. As I began to recognize how valuable this spiritual principle already was in my life, I understood why it was so important to protect the anonymity of others, including the addict. If I want the benefits the program has to offer, I have an obligation to extend to others the same respect and courtesy that keep me feeling safe and free from labels and free to be myself. Today's reminder, in taking my place among the thousands of anonymous individuals who make up the Al Anon family groups, I know that I never again have to be alone. I won't jeopardize this valuable resource by violating its most fundamental spiritual principle. And the quote is, each person should be able to leave an Al Anon meeting secure in the knowledge that what he or she has shared will not be repeated. And that's under why anonymity in Al Anon. So I wanted to go a little bit further with this subject because it's such a prolific problem in our culture today, and it stems from the internet. So the comment section is turned off on this YouTube channel because that's consistent with the principles of a 12-step program. Commenting on somebody else is not allowed. In fact, from what I've seen is quite detrimental and potentially dangerous. So no crosstalk means no criticism. You don't get to attack someone. So if you have something encouraging to say, if you are grateful for someone's share, you have something positive, yeah, you can do that. But there's no critiquing another person's comments. They get to just share and kind of leave it at the table. We all do. And it those boundaries really form a core value of respect for yourself and for your fellow man. I hope this makes sense to you. Um, I often think I was, I'm a baby boomer, so when I went to school, there were 36 kids in the classroom, and I could hardly stand, the criticism from the 36 kids I grew up with in that classroom. I can't imagine being on social media and what young people expose themselves to today. It's unnatural, it's unacceptable, and it would it would bury you. So that's why this passage says we put aside what we are, the loved woman of an alcoholic or an addict, and we begin to know who we are. And that is a worthy endeavor.